Hey, in today's video I would like to do something a little bit different. I would like to compare the energy consumption around the world between people and cars. How much energy do we actually consume each day and each year, we as humans? We'll find out right now in this video. Now let's start right with the beginning. A normal person consumes between 2000 and 2500 kilocalories per day, which translate into 10.5 megajoules per day. That means that one person in average consumes around 3832.5 megajoules per year. Obviously it depends. There are skinny people who don't eat at all and there are obese people who eat too much. So I made an average, 2500 kilocalories per adult per day. Now if you multiply that amount with 8 billion people, we will have 30,066,000 terajoules, which are equivalent to the ultimate scale 30.6 exajoules. It sounds a lot, but let's get into the car area. An average car has a fuel consumption of around 10 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm saying 10 liters per 100 kilometers around the globe. It doesn't matter what kind of car you have. A truck, a bus, a lorry, a van, a cabrio. It doesn't matter. I'm assuming that each car consumes around 10 liters per 100 kilometers. I think it's a bit more than this amount. If I'm not wrong, a few years ago, the average fuel consumption per car around the globe for passenger cars was around 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. So adding trucks and the other vehicles, I think we would exceed 10 liters per 100 kilometers, but I'm indulgent at this time. So keeping this in mind, the average mileage per year per car is around 30,000 kilometers per year. Also, this includes trucks, vans, buses, people travel a lot, people who barely move their car in 1 year. I personally drive around 12,000 kilometers per year, which is equivalent to around 1,000 kilometers per month. At least that's the normal average in Romania, around 10 to 15,000 kilometers per year. I'm assuming that having lots of highways in the United States, across Europe and in other countries or continents, the average should be around 30,000 kilometers per year per car. Okay, let's move next. The energy per liter gasoline, diesel or LPG average. Diesel has a bit more, it has around 37 megajoules per liter, gasoline has around 34 megajoules per liter. Again, I'm approximating that all of them have the same energy per liter of around 34 megajoules per liter. The total number of cars has just exceeded 3 billion. So I'm assuming that we have exactly 3 billion cars around the globe with this data, 10 liters per 100 kilometers and a mileage, an average of around 30,000 kilometers per year. If we take a look over here what we have, it means that each car consumes in average 3,000 liters of fuel per year. This would be equivalent just from one car to around 100,000 megajoules per year or 102 gigajoules per year. And now if we multiply it with 3 billion cars, we will have a total energy consumption from vehicles and cars of 306 exajoules per year. Also, if we take a closer look on this data, the daily energy consumption per car is around 279 megajoules. If we compare a car with a person in terms of energy, 279 megajoules per day per car compared to 10.5 megajoules per day per person. So if we take a closer look to the conclusion, 8 billion people consume 30.6 exajoules per year versus 306 exajoules per year. I haven't made up this data just by approximating everything we have here. It came just a coincidence exactly 10 times. So 3 billion cars consume 10 times more energy compared to 8 billion people. Now let's make an even more interesting comparison. From 1 plus 2 plus 3, 2 is over here, 1 is over here, and 3 is over here in this comparison. If the planet had 88 billion people and 0 cars, it would be the same as if the planet had 0 people and 3.3 billion cars. So 0.3 billion cars are equivalent to 8 billion people in terms of energy consumption. Now, what I mean by energy? Energy can be most of the times converted to heat and work. We as humans consume energy by moving, so it's work, physical work, and heat. We have our bodies warm all the time to around 36 degrees Celsius. Cars also, most of the energy is converted into heat. Only 1/3 of the energy from cars is converted to mechanical energy. The rest of it, 2/3, is converted to heat. And now, where do I want to get with all this data? If you're wondering why the temperature around the globe is constantly increasing and everyone is concerning about global warming, this should be the problem. Cars. It's not that we are too many people around the globe. Yeah, we're too many, but that's not a problem in the case of global warming. Now, obviously, we can't eat gasoline and cars can't work on potatoes, but if we compare just the metrics, just the energy burnt, consumed by us humans and cars, it's a huge difference. That's why Earth is constantly warming up, and we need to do something. We need to put an end at some point to this increase. It's true that the overall consumption per car has decreased. It's true that cars are more fuel efficient and more environmentally friendly, but that's not enough in my opinion. The number of cars increases, the population increases. At some point, the world will collapse. Tesla, please help. So these are my personal thoughts about energy consumption, and I hope you enjoyed the metrics that I compared. If you have any suggestions or any other questions, please leave them down below. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.